What if I told you the Cleveland Browns are sitting on one of the most valuable trade chips in the NFL right now, and letting him walk could be the difference between another playoff heartbreak and finally bringing a championship back to Cleveland? Yeah, I know that sounds dramatic, but stick with me because what's brewing behind the scenes involves a two-time All-Pro, a desperate contender 3 time zones away, and a front office decision that could define this entire franchise for the next 5 years. Listen, Browns fans have been through the ringer. We've seen the parade of quarterbacks, the revolving door of coaches, the draft busts that haunt our dreams. But right now, at this exact moment, Cleveland is sitting at a crossroads that nobody's really talking about yet. And it all centers around number 73, Joel Bitonio. Before you lose your minds in the comments, hear me out, because this isn't about disrespecting a legend. This is about cold, hard football strategy that could reshape the AFC North forever. Joel Bitonio is 34 years old. He's a 2-time first-team All-Pro. He's been the anchor of Cleveland's offensive line for over a decade, and even now, he's still pancaking defenders and creating holes big enough to drive a truck through. The man is a bulldozer in cleats, 6'4", 320 pounds of pure technique and veteran savvy. But here's the thing nobody wants to say out loud. He's in the final year of his contract, and right now, his value has never been higher to teams that are one piece away from contention. Enter the Seattle Seahawks. They're 5-2, they're sitting pretty in the NFC West, and they know exactly what's holding them back from being true Super Bowl contenders. Their interior offensive line is soft. Anthony Bradford has been getting pushed around in one-on-ones. Their run blocking is inconsistent at best. They've got Geno Smith slinging it, and a coaching staff that knows they need to establish the run to set up everything else. And according to ESPN's Seth Walder and multiple league insiders, Seattle is actively shopping for a mid-season upgrade at guard. Guess whose name keeps popping up in those conversations? That's right, Joel Bitonio. Now, before you start writing angry comments, let's talk reality. The Seahawks have $21.5 million in cap space. They've got picks in all 6 rounds of the 2026 draft. They're not rebuilding, they're reloading, and they need a veteran presence who can step in day one and make their offense physical. Bitonio could slide right in next to their center, move Zach Frazier or whoever they plug in at the other guard spot, and instantly transform Seattle's run game from mediocre to dominant. We're talking about a guy who's played in Kevin Stefanski's power run system, who knows how to anchor in pass protection, and who still has elite-level football left in the tank. But here's where it gets really interesting for Cleveland. The Browns are 4-3 right now. They're competitive, sure, but are they Super Bowl ready this season? Deshaun Watson is still trying to find his rhythm. Nick Chubb is working his way back from that brutal knee injury. Jerome Ford has flashed, but hasn't been consistent enough to carry the load. The defense is keeping them in games, but the offense has been sputtering, and a lot of that comes down to inconsistency up front. Trading Bitonio might sound like sabotage, but what if it's actually the smartest move Andrew Berry could make? Think about it. Cleveland has Wyatt Teller when he's healthy. They've got young guys developing. DeJuan Jones has shown flashes at tackle. The offensive line isn't depleted, it's just not elite anymore. And if Seattle comes calling with a 2nd or 3rd round pick, maybe even a conditional 2nd that could become a 1st if they make a deep playoff run, suddenly Cleveland is stockpiling assets for a future where Watson is fully clicking, where Chubb is back at full speed, where they can draft another weapon or shore up other positions. This isn't about giving up on this season. This is about recognizing that the Browns are close, but maybe not quite there yet, while simultaneously maximizing value before a legendary player rides off into the sunset. And let's be honest about something else. Joel Bitonio deserves a chance to win. The man has given everything to Cleveland. He's been loyal through the 0-16 season, through the coaching carousel, through all the chaos. If the Browns aren't going all the way this year, and if Seattle or another contender offers him a legitimate shot at a ring while giving Cleveland premium draft capital, that's the kind of move that shows respect while also being brutally smart business. Seattle's offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb has been trying to transition their scheme from zone stretch concepts to more gap and power runs. Bitonio is literally the perfect fit for that system. He mauls people at the point of attack. He can pull and lead block. He's got the football IQ to handle complex protections and line calls. For the Seahawks, this could be the move that takes them from playoff team to legitimate NFC threat. For Cleveland, this could be the move that sets them up for sustained success, rather than another middle-of-the-pack season that ends in disappointment. Now, I'm not saying this trade definitely happens. Front offices play everything close to the vest, and Andrew Berry isn't exactly known for telegraphing his moves. But the logic is absolutely there. The Seahawks need what Bitonio provides. Cleveland needs to think long-term while they're still in the hunt, but not quite over the hump. And Bitonio himself might welcome a chance to chase a championship in his final years, rather than rebuilding again in Cleveland. Here's what I think happens. If Seattle offers a day 2 pick, maybe a third that can become a second with playoff incentives, Cleveland seriously considers it. They might even use those assets to flip for a younger offensive lineman or package them to move up in next year's draft. The Browns have never been afraid to make bold moves, and this would be the epitome of addition by subtraction, getting future value for present production that might not translate to wins this season anyway. And before you think I'm crazy, remember that the best teams in the NFL are always thinking 2 or 3 years ahead. The Chiefs didn't become a dynasty by holding on to aging veterans. The Patriots didn't win 6 Super Bowls by being sentimental. Cleveland has a chance right now to be smart, to be forward-thinking, and to set themselves up for sustained excellence rather than another year of just good enough. The trade deadline is creeping up fast, and this is exactly the kind of move that happens in the final hours when teams get desperate and start overpaying. If I'm Andrew Berry, I'm listening to every offer. I'm gauging what the market will bear. And if someone like Seattle gets aggressive and offers premium compensation for a player in the last year of his deal, you make that trade, and you don't look back. So what do you think, Browns fans? Am I out of my mind, or does this actually make sense when you strip away the emotion and look at the cold, hard football logic? Would you trade Joel Bitonio for a second-round pick if it means setting this team up for a legitimate championship window in the next 2 to 3 years? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I genuinely want to know if I'm alone on this island or if you see what I'm seeing. And listen, if you're still here, that means you care about this team as much as I do. So do me a favor, smash that like button so the algorithm keeps pushing Browns content to real fans like you. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Browns Breakout because we're not just covering the news, we're breaking down the strategy, the front office moves, the stuff that casual fans aren't talking about. We're building something special here, and I want you to be part of it. The next few weeks are going to be absolutely critical for this franchise. Whether Cleveland stands pat, makes a move like this, or goes in a completely different direction, it's all going to shape what this team looks like not just this season, but for years to come. And whatever happens, we'll be here breaking it down, giving you the analysis you won't find anywhere else, and keeping it real about what it takes to build a championship contender in this league. This is the kind of decision that defines general managers. Andrew Berry has been phenomenal since taking over, but this might be his biggest test yet. Does he cash in on a legend while the value is high, or does he ride with the veterans and hope this roster can get done right now? There's no easy answer, but there is a smart answer, and I think we're about to find out which path Cleveland chooses. Stay locked in, stay engaged, and let's see how this all plays out. Go Browns!